For as long as human beings have lived, we have been telling stories. One might argue that storytelling is one of the greatest of human inventions. Another incredible human invention is the postal service. While we're not exactly sure, most of our historical evidence points to the origins of the mail system, starting way back in ancient Persia under the guidance of King Cyrus, who in approximately 550 BCE mandated that every province in his kingdom establish a system for every citizen to send and receive mail. Don't believe that the postal service is one of the most amazing human inventions of all time? Watch this little clip and see for yourself.
Come on, love, let's go get the mail. All right. What is it? A letter for me from Daddy? Dun, dun, dun!
That's a true story, folks. I sat down and wrote a one-page letter to my son Lev, and it goes a little something like this. Dear Lev, what's happened to my main man, my big first-grade boy? I wanted to take this chance to write to you about one of my favorite memories of this summer, before the school year, like a river's rushing current, catches us in its flow. It was just you and me on a father-son camping adventure. An electric feeling of freedom and excitement buzzed as we packed up the car, our giant tent, food, sleeping bags, fishing gear, firewood, kayaks, paddles, and more. Music filled the car and flowed out through our open windows as we burned down the road to Little River State Park. After setting up camp in record time, we headed for the water for a swim and a paddle. Lev, you amazed me by powering your little blue kayak all the way across the reservoir, slicing through the wobbling wake of motorboats with a smile. You steered us toward a deserted campsite where we dragged our boats on shore, swam in the chilly water, skipped stones, and warmed ourselves on sun-baked slabs of rock. In the evening, we fished for bass, and though we caught nothing, we saw a huge snapping turtle swim by, and we were startled by the slap of a beaver's tail. Together, we built a fire, roasted hot dogs, crafted gourmet s'mores, cuddled up in our sleeping bags, told 2 stories, and fell asleep. It was the best, and I can't wait to make it a tradition. Love, Dad. Students, as you may have already guessed, your first global studies assignment will be to write a letter. Write to anyone you would like, and tell them a story you have not told this person before. For example, you might write to your great-uncle Leroy, telling him about the crazy mountain bike experience you had over the summer. You know Uncle Leroy likes a good crazy story. Or maybe you want to write a letter to your mom, describing to her the time at summer camp when a bat was caught in your bunk. Whew, that was an adventure. Or maybe you'll want to write a letter to your friend, Ernie, telling him about the time your dog ran away and never came back. Everybody knows Ernie loves dogs. Or maybe you want to write to a famous person you admire, like Lin-Manuel Miranda, telling him about how moved you were the first time you listened to the Hamilton soundtrack. Take some time to really think about your audience. Who do you want to write to? And what untold story you want to share? When you're ready, do some brainstorming, some outlining, or just start to write. All you've got is one piece of paper. Fill it up and have fun.